we only have a couple minutes left. Let's do some rapid fire, Peter.
Okay,
rapid
bam.
Fire. Okay,
Let's go.
Hycon says, and this is right up your alley, buddy. Any good G13 flat 9 sharp 11 voicings to recommend? Oh, yeah. What is that? Spell that out.
You said G13 sharp, flat 9 sharp 11?
Yeah.
Well, I went straight to a triad, so we got a D flat triad in the right hand. Yeah.
So,
first inversion, F, A flat, D flat. And then I've got, So that's nothing illegal about that, my friend.
And then you just put, so here.
I went Standard McCoy or Wynton Kelly or.
Hycon, I hope I'm pronouncing, I don't think I am pronouncing that correctly, but check it out.
Works.
So just left hand, G and B, right? Yeah. Right hand, F, A flat, D flat, E.
Well, I've got one more note in there. Well, yeah, you've got the E on top, but you could put the E in the middle. If you want a little crunchier, as the kids say.
Oh, look at that crunch.
Because I'm thinking...
Rapid fire. This is rapid fire.
Okay,
Let's not get bogged down. Any tips for connecting your rhythmic mind to your fingers? Can a vocalese line, but don't always come out the same when I try to play it? Okay, so like whatever rhythm. Yeah.
Well, I think practicing both just singing, so you might be like... doo-ba-dee-bop, bop, skadoo-bop, where you're really working on the rhythm. You're playing, but you're not singing the melody, and then go through and play what you're singing, but let your singing lead. Rapid fire, keep going.
Rapid fire, sorry, okay. Do you see any possibility of a new bebop occurring in the future? A new revelation, the way people play changes?
Hip-hop is the new bebop. Oh. Rapid fire, keep going.
What is the meaning of the term vibe in this context?
To ostracize.
Yep.
Rapid fire, keep going. Don't even say yep.
I'm trying to find.
When is it okay to change chord qualities? For instance, making the two dominant. Anytime you want, I mean, as long as it sounds good. And the thing is, especially if we're doing this for piano, guitar or something, or horn, or anybody, like, it's never like, oh, I tried it doesn't work, so I sat on it for a long time. Just jump off of it and make it like a passing thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Any tips for... Oh, wait, no.
Can we have a listening session with some Freddie Hubbard? Yes. Keep going.
How about tomorrow? Do we have any vinyl, Freddie Hubbard vinyl? I'm working on rhythm changes. What would you say is the most efficient way to get it under your fingers? So, Leo, the most efficient way is to identify what are the diatonic seventh chords in rhythm changes and what are their secondary dominants, and go through that. If you don't know what that means, you should be checking out Jazz Scales for Beginners. I'm just saying.
Crescent or Love Supreme? Crescent.
Love Supreme.
Okay, good. So both. Any good jazz piano programs in Hawaii? I have no idea, but I bet there are. I just don't know what the schools are like there.
Gabe says, any recommendations on jazz albums to check out? Well, Gabe, if you're a newbie to jazz, I love recommending Live at the Pershing, Ahmad Jamal Trio, especially if you play piano, bass, or drums. It's unbelievable.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree.
If not, Crescent or Love Supreme are also good.
That's right.
Yeah.
Kind of Blue, KOB, of course.
KOB.
Thoughts on Emmett Cohen, asking for a friend from Leonard. Emmett is one of my favorite of the young pianists.
It's amazing.
And not the uber young, so there's a gentleman by the name of Miles Lennox who I just met for the first time last week at this program. He's much younger, like early 20s, that you're going to want to make a note of that name and thank me later. He's fantastic. But yeah, Emmett, I mean, I've known Emmett since he was a teenager. He's a fantastic musician, really thoughtful teacher, and big fan.
Joseph says, what to take on first, Jazz Scales for Beginners or the Major Scale course? Both work on different things.
Rapid fire.
Jazz Scales for Beginners is more about what
Jazz Scales for Beginners. What would you advise to find the balance between... You said rapid fire, not me.
Come on, Peter. 401,
What would you advise to find the balance between outgoing freely and get too much risky and maybe losing the track on solo?
Are we on the same chat? I don't see any of these.
I don't know. I can't understand that. Sorry. Do you guys dig Claire Fisher? Yes, absolutely.
Yep. Tips on playing with a bass and guitarist if you're coming from solo piano. Play less.
Play less and listen. Recommendations for jazz colleges outside of New York. I mean, I think Berkeley for sure. Michigan State University has one of the finest programs in terms of like great players coming out of it from this generation on a number of instruments, especially bass. Big shout out to Rodney Whitaker, my dear friend, best man at my wedding, but also just one of the finest educators and leaders of a program. Michigan State is a pretty good school too. I hear they have some basketball, but I mean, that kind of comes to mind outside of New York.
Central Florida, apparently.
Central Florida with Clarence Penn and company. But there's many. Peter, I think the cue is about balancing. The question is about balancing playing inside and outside, and possibly losing track of where you're at in the changes during a solo. So I would recommend practicing this and like being very, tactical and intentional about when you go out and in, and like going back and forth in melodic lines, and then not doing as much intentional thing about that as you practice performing, and letting that come out of your playing, so that it because otherwise it's always going to be a little bit like noticeable. I'm going out, I'm going in, and you don't want it to be like that.
Question: I've noticed people will start the major scale on different fingers instead of just playing each scale starting with their thumb or pinky, depending on the hand. Is there a reason for this? Yeah, depends. Once you get to a certain level, Andrew, it depends on where you are on the keyboard.
Yeah, and I mean, I think major scales, the so-called correct fingering, works for almost every kind of hand type as the best fingering. I mean, you can get it for free, those fingerings, but those are great to have.
Yep.
Thoughts from Nick, thoughts on modern fusion. So would you say modern fusion at this point is Domi and
JD Beck?
JD Beck.
Jason Beckett?
I was about to say JC Beck. Jason Beck. Domi and Jay, I mean, that's modern fusion, probably what most people are thinking, right?
That's like modern, it's like future fusion.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's very interesting and it's great stuff. But I don't know, the verdict slide. To me, like Chick Corea, Return to Forever, Weather Report. I'm an old fuddy-duddy, sue me. Like that's still modern fusion to me. And so I like it when young musicians that are super talented like get interested. And it's kind of like silk and what do you call it? Not silk stockings. What's it? Silk.
Shiny stockings?
No. The drummer. That does stuff with Bruno Mars. Silk Sonics.
Bruno Mars.
Silky Stockings. Like that kind of a thing. Like they're so good, right? But it's like because those of us that were alive.
Joe Geronimo. You mean Jake Gyllenhaal?
But those of us that were alive for like the Commodores and that whole sound when it was what they're influenced by, I don't know. It's still really great. And so, yeah, modern fusion. I love that they're rediscovering and like featuring Herbie. You just played with that thing today. But it's not necessarily the first. Like, I'm more apt to put on like Herbie's Hancock Secrets. Ever heard of it? Or Mr. Hands? Is that what that is over there? Yeah, that's a great record.
It's a really good record.
So, but you know what I mean? I'm an old dude, so I'm an OG, old guy.
You are an OG. Maybe we should do a listening sesh with our new setup at some point, Peter. YouTube hasn't seen the listening sesh yet.
Maybe on our new secret channel, we could.
Are we announcing the secret channel right now?
Well, I don't think people could find it anyway. We're putting it out there.
Can't handle this.
There's about to be a You'll Hear It YouTube channel where fun activities such as this. We're going to be going live at all hours of the night. I'm going to show up at your door and like knock. Like, Adam, get up with the camera. Be like, let's go live, man.
I'll be sleeping right here on the couch.
That's good. Well, thank you guys, everybody, for being here. We missed you too. Thank you, Valentine. Listening sessions coming back.
It already is back, by the way, for Open Studio members. We have it every Tuesday at 3 p.m.
Open Studio Pro members.
Actually, it's all open.
Is that all Open Studio? Okay, good. Yeah. So Open Studio Pro and even Open Studio is our little walled garden of copyright infringement.
Yeah. We played Keith Jarrett.
Information.
I know. We played Facing You.
What you gonna do?
That was the first one.
Yeah. Okay.
Good. Shut us down just for saying that we did it. Yeah.
All right. Good. Well, are we gonna be back next week? What is next week? Yeah. We're gonna do this next week. Be here 4:00 Eastern. We are here every Monday, except for the past 4 months that we were off due to various things. But we're back to every Monday. Anything else we got to say?
No. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Caleb. Shout out to producer Caleb
Shout out to producer Caleb. We don't even know what to do because normally...
Wheels on stage, man!
Oh, we got some new sounds. Give him some new sounds before we go.
Oh, wow. This is bad. Wheels on stage, man!
It's all McBride.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, man.
No way.
We'll see.
I like that one.
All right, you'll hear it.